Hello there. Welcome to the Drifting Spore. I'm Steve, and welcome to my shed here in Nova Scotia. So it's been kind of cold this spring so far, I gotta say. So I haven't had many opportunities to get out. I would have liked to have gotten out tonight for a poke around the woods, but it's just too cold, man. It's cloudy, it's cold. It's been pretty miserable, and if I were a bear, I would go back to the den and give it another couple weeks. Really, I would. But anyway, that's besides the point. We have had some gorgeous weather, and I have taken full advantage of that weather. And I got to try out my new Blue Canoe, and I'm super impressed with it. I had a beautiful day in that last Sunday, and what a lovely paddle I had around the lake, and had a nice cup of tea. And I dunked my mic in the lake, and it quit working in mid drift. And I brought it home and dried it out, and what do you know, it works. So I didn't lose a mic that drift, so that's great. So I'm still only 2 mics destroyed in the process of my 3 years of making YouTube videos. So that's good. So anyway, it being so cold and miserable out, I want to go look for mushrooms, but nothing seems to be popping. I want to go looking for fiddleheads, but like I say, it's so cold, I'm not seeing anything really taking off. So when the sun does come out, things are going to pop like crazy. But anyway, back to tonight. Tonight, I'm just hanging out in my shed. I'm going to take and a little bit more backstory. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. So last weekend as well, I was in New Glasgow at Art at Night, and I ran into Rob, who does Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures with Ben and his wife Melissa. Sorry, the crows decided to just kick up a fuss in the backyard here. And yeah, so anyway, rolling back a little bit, rewind a little bit before that, I discovered Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures on YouTube, a podcast that's a weekly podcast, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Atlantic time, or 9 p.m., sorry, Atlantic time. So I started listening to them, and when I subscribed to their channel, I was their 500th subscriber. So I had said during that broadcast in the comments, it'd be I'm happy to become your 500th subscriber. And Rob had commented back that he could probably ship me a decal or two. So he put the decals in the mail, but they never made it. So synchronicity, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm at Art at Night last weekend. I'm walking through Art at Night. I see this fellow, this handsome bearded man he is. Just, and I start looking at him, and I'm like, man, is that Rob from Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures? Like, it's hard to tell when you see somebody on YouTube and then you see them in supposed reality. So I'm looking at him, he does not really looking at me. He's kind of just trying not to look at me. And I had my beard last weekend too, so it was a little bit scruffier looking. I said to him, "Hey, are you Rob?" He said, he looked at me. He said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm Steve, the Drifting Spore man. I've commented on Atlantic Bushcraft Adventure." And he immediately knew who I was because I'm always commenting when they're on, right? So anyway, what do you know? He didn't have decals on him, but I got to meet him. We exchanged information, exchanged numbers, and he got me to give him a shout the next morning. And I met with him, and he had a nice chat with him, and he gave me some decals. So the mission tonight, out here in the shed, is to get my at least a couple. We're going to start with one Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures decals onto the side of my new Blue Canoe. And I'm going to rock those quite happily. So, like everything else, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never applied a decal to anything. And, like, just to clarify for you guys that are new to my channel, I'm out there, I'm doing stuff. I have no fear of trying things and trying new experiences. And a lot of this stuff I've never done before, right? When I'm getting out camping and stuff, I camped my whole life growing up in trailers, right? Occasionally in tents, but very rarely. So when I'm out in a tent and stuff, that's pretty new to me. That's not stuff I've done a whole lot, right? So hammocks, stuff like that. I want to get into trying a little bit of tarp camping, but it's got to warm up some, right, before I can do any of that stuff. For me anyway. I'm not into the cold very much. I'll suffer a bit, but for the most part, I want to be above zero at night is what I'm shooting for, above freezing. And we honestly haven't been getting that here in Nova Scotia yet. So anyway, this is getting long-winded, but I'm going to try to apply these decals to my canoe as nicely or neatly as possible. We're just going to kind of see how it plays out. I'll probably read the instructions and then we're going to go for it, man. So if you'd like to see how this plays out, stick around. Okay, so I'm looking at the instructions on this, and they're pretty simple. It says, first step, step one, clean area using isopropyl alcohol. So I have ethyl alcohol. I'm assuming that's going to be good enough. I think it's the same. I'm just noted, I thought for sure that was isopropyl alcohol, but it's not, but that's okay. Let's clean that. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put this. I think up here, maybe. Let's just clean this whole area. Hopefully this won't hurt the fiberglass on the canoe. Should have maybe Googled that. Again, no idea what I'm doing. So let's just wipe that on there. So my Blue Canoe is a York River canoe. York River Industries, it says, Peterborough, Ontario. I don't know anything about that, or canoes for that matter, other than it's blue, and I really like it. Paddles like a dream. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that kind of right there. Maybe back here. I don't want to put it back some, but I don't really have right there, maybe. That way I can kind of have something. There's a rivet back here. I can kind of use that as a gauge to where I want to put it if I want to put one on the other side of the canoe, which I think I'm gonna. Okay, we just need that alcohol to dry off, and then we'll move on to step 2, or step 3 actually. So it says clean area using isopropyl alcohol. Done. Let it dry completely. Doing. Remove the backing paper from the decal. Careful not to touch the sticky side of the decal. Apply to surface. Take care when applying so that it does not contain wrinkles. Firmly rub the entire surface of the decal to ensure adhesion. Carefully remove the clear transfer tape. Again, firmly press the decal onto the surface. Full adhesion of the decal will set after 24 hours. So, that's almost dry. There's my rivet right there, and then I'm going to kind of corner that on. I'm not into like measuring and stuff. I'm always just winging it. Okay, let's let that dry and then we'll stick it to it. All right, so the surface is clean and dry, and I've gotten the backing off of the decal, which actually turned out to be quite tricky. But yeah, I just had to take my time as I was peeling it and kind of make sure the lettering stayed on the clear stuff. So now, right about there. I'm not going to be super picky about this, where it lands. I like it right there, so I'm just going to try to stick it evenly to the canoe without creating any wrinkles, is my goal. Really hope we don't screw this up now. Oh, there's a wrinkle. Oh, I managed to get the wrinkle out. That's good. There we go. That looks pretty cool, man. Now, once you get this on, it says to firmly press it onto the surface. And then I think you peel this clear part off. Here's my instructions. So I removed the backing paper from the decal and didn't touch the sticky side of the decal very much. I had to a little bit. It doesn't contain wrinkles. Firmly rub the entire surface of the decal to ensure adhesion. Carefully remove the clear transfer tape. Okay. So let's get this nice smooth rock too. I'll give it a once over with this rock. It's a nice smooth rock. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if we can get the clear transfer tape to come off. Here it comes. Hopefully the lettering comes off. Yeah, it is on the S anyway. Just trying to go super slow. I really don't want to screw this up. Ooh, yeah, that is pretty awesome looking. Very nice. Looks like it transferred on super good. That's awesome. Oh, that looks great. Well, I really like how that turned out, man. So I'm going to flip the canoe around and I'm going to do the other side too. Again, clean it with isopropyl alcohol, or in my case, ethyl alcohol. Same diff, I think. There. While that's drying, I'll prep the next decal. Right on. All right. I got the next decal prepped. So I'm going to try to put it in a bit the same. Oh, look, the rivet came right through. I never noticed that last time. So I'm just going to try to very carefully place that right about there. Get it started. And, oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm just going to push from one side to the other now. Ooh, I think I saved it. Oh man, gotta love winging it. Well, sir, I just slapped that one on. It went on perfect. Lucky for me. I thought I ruined it because it started attaching all at once, but it didn't. It worked. Well, I mean, so far it worked. I still gotta peel off the clear transfer tape. Give this a really good hard rub. So I do not want the lettering to come off. Now, both ends of my canoe will be marked. Oh, I didn't rub enough yet. That S wasn't wanting to come off. Where'd my trusty rock go? Let's try that again. Okay, the S is staying there this time. There we go. Perfect. Right on. That's awesome, man. I got it successfully on both ends. Oh, I'm pretty stoked about that. My first time applying decals. On the other side, I just took a bit of alcohol and took that little blackness off the edge there. Very nice. Right on, man. Well, all right. That didn't take all that long, actually, to get them decals on. I'm very impressed for my first attempt at transferring decals. I'm happy with that, man. And I'm really, really happy to rock the Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures decals. That's for sure. So to celebrate that great feat, I mean, it's a shed night, so we might as well make a cup of tea. And I was thinking I would use the AFG burner that I picked up. I haven't tried anything with this one yet. It's going to be a little bit high on here. That's okay. Let's see if I can get... So these types of stoves and stuff, again, not something I've got much, if any, experience with. Now this is an original base with this stove too. I discovered from my Googlings, but this base has got a big crack in it that had been hot glued to repair, so it's not going to last too long. That's okay, I guess. So now, oh yeah, that's way up there. Okay, that's fine though. I'll be able to see it really good. Okay. Let's see if we can get this stove humming along and get a cup of tea on the go. Okay, let's fire this baby up and see what happens. Oh, away we go. I'm going to try to crank it wide open. There we go, that's wide open. Didn't really seem to change the burn pattern or anything, but some of the jets right there aren't quite firing. But it looks like all the rest of them are. Curious how long that'll take to boil off my tea. Sparks are just stuff coming off the bottom of my pot. My pot's got a bit of stuff stuck to the bottom. I have a habit when I'm out in the woods cooking with it. I set it down on the ground when it's hot, and everything on the ground sticks to the bottom of the pot. It usually burns off on the next cup of tea, though. I'll get gloves here in case anything should go drastically wrong. And here's hoping we don't burn down the shed. I'll give you a close-up look at that. That looks pretty cool, man. That's an old burner, too. I couldn't find out much about the AFG burners, so I'm thinking they were like made for Sears or something like that. I don't know if you know anything about them, the history behind the AFG burners, single burner propane stoves. Let me know, man. All the jets are working good there now. I like it. I like it a lot. She's humming right along. Very nice. I would say my tea is well and truly done. That did not take very long at all. I just wanted to see if this had like an adjustment or if this is just all wide open one heat. I was kind of thinking you'd be able to control the heat a little bit. Oh yeah, it's very finicky. Only right at the very bottom. Huh. So basically that is the same as wide open. Turns down pretty low though. Right on. That did not take very long. I'm going to have my tea tonight in my wooden cooksa that Mark Young gifted me to celebrate my Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures decals. Let's have a look and see how my tea looks. Looks like it could steep for another minute or two. Very nice. All right, let's have a taste of this tea. Celebration tea. Successfully putting decals on the new Blue Canoe. Awesome. It was trickier than I thought it was going to be, but I got them. Oh, that tea is hot and that tea is good, man. Very nice. Earl Grey is what's in this one. So I'm just going to chill here with my canoe now, finish off my tea, call it a night, and get in out of the cold weather here in Nova Scotia tonight, man. Glad I got to take advantage and do something at least. Super happy with those decals. I encourage everybody. I'm talking like Marty, uh, who else? Rat Pack Bushcraft guys, Scott McGee and Scott McCaffrey. Check out Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures. Oh, the Wooden Iron Cookie, Joe. Check out Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures, man, if you get a chance. Mike Brenner. It'd be really cool to have you guys listening on. And what's really cool is these guys are they're active in the comment section too. So as you're watching and listening to them, you can ask questions, you can chime in, right? Relay a bit of your experience, your personal experience with whatever the topic is. And I find that really cool. And they're always back and forth in the comments with you and reading the comments on the air. So tune into them, Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Atlantic. And I hope to see you on the next one. Nothing like hiding from the cold, eh? Anyway, hopefully be out in the woods tomorrow. That's my goal anyway. Bye for now.